Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
The SEC of the United States has sued Ripple Labs in 2020 for offering unregistered securities. A pair of significant memos made public about a month ago revealed that Ripple got legal guidance in 2012 that XRP would not be considered a security by authorities. Stuart Alderati, Ripple's general counsel, stated, "We applaud the court's decision to make these records available to the public. The records demonstrate that Ripple got a compelling legal analysis in 2012, stating that XRP is not a security." According to recent reports, Williams Hinman, the former director of the SEC Division of Corporate Finance, got a 49-page paper from Perkins Coie, an international law firm, to provide a legal opinion on cryptocurrency classifications. 3 months before Hinman's famous speech in which he labeled Ethereum and Bitcoin as non-security, this letter is thought to have served as vital legal advice to the agency. The following is taken from a section of the document. A token is never an investment contract by itself. The investment contract is based on the mutual understanding of how the token will be transformed into something useful. Hinman also stated that XRP is not a security, according to reports. In a letter to Congressman Ted Budd in 2019, former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton reinforced the claim that certain cryptos, such as XRP, are not a security. XRP has been used in cross-border settlements, prompting authorities like the United Arab Emirates, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom to consider cryptos non-secure. This is not the case in the United States of America, where there is no defined regulatory structure that categorizes cryptocurrencies. The SEC, on the other hand, argues that the qualities of XRP are exactly what they mean by security. The SEC further believes that Hinman's comments and Clayton's letter to the congressman are irrelevant since they only represent their personal opinions rather than the agency's position. The order clarifies whether the SEC's internal papers are relevant to the scienter of the individual defendants. They are not insignificant. It's worth noting that the Ripple Labs versus SEC case has seen 2 significant rulings. Judge Annalisa Torres of the Southern New York District Court recently refused the SEC's attempt to dismiss Ripple's fair notice defense. Ripple's attempt to dismiss the charges against them was also dismissed by the judge. Ripple is battling on 2 fronts: fair notice defense and the fact that XRP is not a security. Ripple claimed that the SEC failed to provide them adequate notice that it would be considering XRP distribution under securities regulations. This did not assist them in following the proper procedure. The SEC responded by filing a motion to dismiss this defense. The decision to dismiss the motion, according to Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, is a major victory for the company. Furthermore, Mr. Brad Garlinghouse spoke with Bloomberg recently, answering questions about the latest court ruling, which he regarded as a victory for Ripple, despite the fact that Brad Garlinghouse's case was not dismissed. He responded by saying that it is not only a success for Ripple, but also for the entire cryptocurrency community. He emphasized that, as we've seen with Ripple and LBRY, the Securities and Exchange Commission has tried to increase its influence and control over the cryptocurrency market on a regular basis. The LBRY has now been required to pay a fine as a result of this. Ripple, on the other hand, isn't going anywhere anytime soon, as evidenced by their recent victory over the SEC, in which Judge Torres declined to dismiss the Ripple fair notice. Because the SEC's current standards do not extend to the cryptocurrency industry, if Ripple wins the case, the White House will be required to draft proper regulatory legislation for cryptocurrencies. What, in our opinion, is the best method through an adequate regulatory framework to handle the difficulties that the crypto business is facing? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Furthermore, in response to the situation in Russia, Brad Garlinghouse stated that XRP or any other cryptocurrency will not be able to circumvent international sanctions. There is simply not enough liquidity in the cryptocurrency market to make much of a difference when there are over $50 billion in cross-border Russian ruble foreign exchange operations per day. Not only that, but cryptocurrency exchanges are refusing to work with any group that is attempting to circumvent the restrictions. Eleanor Terrett has also weighed in on John Deaton's interview about the LBRY case. There were a lot of things that jumped out to me in this interview, but here's what struck me the most. I advise blockchain startups to keep their activities hidden as much as possible. It makes no sense to think that being a good guy can help you avoid it. It amazes us that the Securities and Exchange Commission has instilled in blockchain entrepreneurs the belief that even if you follow the laws, you will still be fined, since there are none. This is definitely a situation to keep an eye on. In her judgment of what is really going on, she is totally correct, because we now have a government that functions almost like a dictatorship, as if it doesn't want innovation in the United States of America, as if it wants to regulate everything that is done and everything you do to keep our country from becoming the best it can be and from becoming a global leader in innovation and other fields. In addition, no member of Congress in the U.S. has spoken out against the SEC. They should be acting as representatives of the people. Given that this isn't just about the Ripple case, it's about government corruption on a far bigger scale. The matter must be addressed swiftly. It cannot be left solely to the judgment of users of social media platforms. This is far more than a legal matter. It is about apprehending the evil guys. Furthermore, the bad guys aren't the people trying to start cryptocurrency businesses. The Securities and Exchange Commission files a letter claiming that Judge Torres' ruling on the motions to dismiss renders the Commission's internal documents, including the Hinman emails and the Estabrook notes, irrelevant, and that the Securities and Exchange Commission should not be required to disclose them, noted James Fillon. Ripple will have a chance to respond. Without hearing from the defendants, Magistrate Judge Netburn will not rule on either motion. As a result, the Securities and Exchange Commission has made another 180-degree turn. The Estabrook notes were only important if Garlinghouse's request to dismiss was upheld in its entirety, according to a statement issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission 3 weeks ago. The SEC responds that since the motion to dismiss was denied, the Estabrook notes are no longer relevant. They are purposely dragging the case because they don't want to confess that they don't detest Ripple. Second, Garlinghouse's sole argument as to why the notes are relevant is based on the scienter-based claim against him, which is the subject of an outstanding petition to dismiss, they write in the paper. The court should not pierce the DPP at this time based on the putative relevance of the notes because it is unclear if the scienter-based claim against Garlinghouse will proceed. For a normal individual, it's simply overwhelming. The Securities and Exchange Commission's attorneys are transactional with their arguments, as John Deaton puts it. The SEC attorneys are transactional with their arguments, he writes in a tweet. Each argument is unique, and nothing they've said previously is significant. I've never encountered a case with so many contradictory arguments. In a nutshell, the SEC is motivated by a thirst for power and does not want anyone to stand in their way. In addition, the US dollar's dominance may suffer a serious setback, because once again, Saudi Arabia is in active talks with Beijing about pricing part of its oil sales in yuan, a move that would weaken the dollar's grip on the global petroleum market and signal yet another turn by the world's largest crude producer towards Asia. As a result, China is planning to devalue the currency. Also, talks with China over yuan-priced oil contracts have been continuing for 6 years, but have accelerated this year as the Saudis become increasingly unsatisfied with the U.S.'s decades-old security promises to safeguard the country. The Saudis are enraged by the U.S.'s inability to support them in the Yemen civil war, as well as the Biden administration's efforts to achieve a nuclear deal with Iran over the latter's nuclear program. Saudi authorities have expressed surprise at the United States' hasty withdrawal from Afghanistan last year. According to Saudi Arabia's official statistics, China buys more than a quarter of the country's oil exports. If those sales were priced in yuan, they would boost the value of the Chinese currency. As a result, the dollar's value would plummet. More yuan sales would put Saudi Arabia closer to the Chinese currency, which has yet to gain traction with international investors due to Beijing's strict controls. Reduced oil revenues in a less stable currency might put the Saudi government's budgetary outlook in jeopardy. According to the Wall Street Journal, the impact on the Saudi economy would be determined by the volume of oil sales and the price of oil. According to some analysts, moving away from dollar-denominated oil sales would diversify the Saudi kingdom's income base and might eventually lead to the rial being pegged to a basket of currencies, akin to the Kuwait dinar. Despite the fact that the Saudis prefer to handle the majority of their oil transactions in dollars, the change has begun, and other suppliers may be persuaded to price their Chinese supply in yuan as well. As a result, the last puzzle pieces are starting to fall into place. Russia is depriving the Western world of much-needed resources, driving commodity prices ever higher, while China quietly picks up the monetary pieces and exploits the Western scramble to secure resources at all costs, approaching all those other non-Western former petrodollar clients who are also rich in other resources, to offer them a new product, the yuan, which Beijing is now actively and aggressively pushing to dethrone the dollar. So, do you think the yuan will dethrone the US dollar? Let us know in the comments.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.